This is a story of a young woman who thought she had found an easy way out of her struggles, a life of luxury, gifts, and financial security. But behind the promises of wealth was a man with a dark obsession, and once she tried to walk away, it turned into a nightmare she couldn't escape. This incident took place on August 18th, 2022, in Miami, Florida, United States. Ashley Turner was 22 years old. She had recently moved to Miami with big dreams. Like many young people, she wanted success, independence, and a better life. But reality hit hard. Rent was expensive. Her job at a small retail store barely covered her bills. And slowly, financial pressure began to take over her life. Late nights, stress, and constant worry pushed Ashley to look for alternatives. That's when she discovered something online. A platform where young women connected with wealthy men, sugar daddies, who were willing to provide financial support in exchange for companionship. At first, Ashley hesitated. It didn't feel right, but desperation is a way of changing decisions. She created a profile. Within days, she started receiving messages. Most of them were strange, some were uncomfortable, but one stood out. A man named Richard Coleman. His messages were polite, respectful, and different from the others. "I'm not here for games," he wrote. "I just want to help someone who deserves better." Ashley replied. That one reply changed everything. Richard claimed to be a successful businessman in his early 40s. His profile showed luxury cars, expensive watches, and pictures from exotic locations. He spoke confidently, and more importantly, he listened. He asked about her life, her struggles, her dreams. Within a week, he offered to meet her. Ashley agreed. They met at an upscale restaurant in downtown Miami. Richard was exactly how he described himself, well-dressed, calm, and charming. That night, he handed her an envelope. Inside was $2,000. "No expectations," he said with a smile. "Just take care of yourself." Ashley was shocked, relieved. For the first time in months, she felt secure. From that moment, their relationship began. At first, everything seemed perfect. Richard paid her rent, bought her expensive gifts, took her to high-end restaurants. Ashley's life changed almost overnight. Her stress disappeared. Her confidence returned. She felt like she had finally escaped her struggles. But slowly, things began to change. At first, it was subtle. Richard would ask her where she was, who she was with, what she was doing. Ashley didn't think much of it. After all, he was helping her. But the questions became more frequent, more intense. "Why didn't you answer my call? Who were you with last night? I need to know where you are." Ashley began to feel uncomfortable, but she ignored it. She told herself it was part of the arrangement. Then came the control. Richard started setting rules. He wanted her to stop talking to other men. He wanted her to spend more time with him. He even suggested she quit her job. "You don't need it anymore," he said. "I'll take care of everything." Ashley hesitated, but eventually agreed. That decision isolated her completely. Now, Richard was her only source of support, her only connection, her entire world, and he made sure of it. By early August, Ashley realized something was wrong. This wasn't a mutually beneficial relationship anymore. It was control, possession. She started thinking about leaving, ending everything, but she knew it wouldn't be easy. On August 16th, she finally told him, "I don't want this anymore, Richard." The silence that followed was chilling. "You don't mean that," he said calmly. "I do," Ashley replied. For the first time, Richard's tone changed. "You think you can just walk away?" Ashley felt a sudden fear she couldn't explain. "I'm serious," she said. "I'm done." Richard stared at her, and then said something that would later become a key part of the investigation. "After everything I've done for you, you belong to me." Ashley left that meeting shaken. She texted her friend later that night, "I think I made a mistake." 2 days later, she disappeared. Her phone went off. Her apartment was empty, and no one had heard from her. Her friend reported her missing immediately. Given the sudden disappearance, police began investigating. At first, it seemed like a standard missing person case. But Ashley's financial records quickly pointed to Richard Coleman. Large transfers, frequent meetings. He became the primary person of interest. Police brought him in for questioning. He appeared calm, confident. "I haven't seen her," he said. "She left me." But his story didn't hold up. Surveillance footage from her apartment complex showed his car parked outside the night she disappeared for over an hour, but he never mentioned it. Police obtained a search warrant. When they searched his house, they found something disturbing. Inside a locked room, they discovered items belonging to Ashley. Her purse, her phone, clothes. But that wasn't all. Investigators also found evidence suggesting that Ashley wasn't the first. There were photos, documents, personal belongings of other women who had also disappeared or simply cut contact. The case became much bigger. Richard wasn't just controlling, he was predatory. Then came the forensic evidence. Traces of blood were found in his basement. Attempts had been made to clean it, but not completely. Richard was arrested immediately. During interrogation, he denied everything at first, but as evidence mounted, his composure began to break. Finally, he confessed. According to Richard, he couldn't accept Ashley leaving him. He had invested money, time, control. In his mind, she belonged to him. On the night of August 18th, he went to her apartment. He convinced her to come with him one last time, to talk. But once she was inside his house, the situation escalated. Ashley tried to leave. She argued. She resisted. But Richard lost control. The argument turned violent. And in that moment, he killed her. Afterward, he attempted to cover up the crime, cleaning the scene, hiding evidence, and keeping her belongings. But he underestimated the investigation. The trial began in 2023. The prosecution built a strong case. They presented financial records, surveillance footage, forensic evidence, and Richard's confession. They showed how he used money to control Ashley, how he isolated her, and how he couldn't accept losing control. The defense argued that it was a crime of passion, that there was no premeditation. But the evidence suggested otherwise. The hidden room, the belongings of other women, the pattern of behavior. This wasn't sudden. It was calculated, dangerous, and escalating. Ashley's family sat in court every day, listening to the details, reliving the pain. After weeks of testimony, the jury reached a verdict. Richard Coleman was found guilty of first-degree murder, kidnapping, and multiple related charges. The judge described him as a manipulative predator who used wealth as a weapon. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. As the verdict was read, the courtroom fell silent. Ashley's family broke down in tears. Justice had been served, but it couldn't bring her back. The case became a warning about the hidden dangers behind seemingly perfect opportunities, about how control can be disguised as care, and how easily trust can be exploited. Ashley Turner believed she had found a way out of her struggles. Instead, she walked into a trap. Sometimes, the most dangerous deals are the ones that seem too good to be true.